The Dinosaur State Park Trackway is one of the most important dinosaur trackways, not only in the country but in the world. This area of the country is where the whole science of studying dinosaur footprints, ichnology, started. We are a registered national natural landmark, so we're recognized as one of the most important natural sites in the country. People always ask, are the tracks real? Because people aren't really used to coming to a museum where the museum was brought to the resource instead of the other way around.
I would imagine that majority of the people coming to the park here have no idea that what we're standing on right now is a big trackway. And what is now the exhibit hall actually was a separate area that was developed to the west so that the public could view the tracks while the main feature was being developed. Unfortunately, because of financial problems and winter coming on after the discovery, it was necessary to cover over the main trackway.
We were concerned about freezing and thawing because these rocks are very laminated and they're delicate in terms of cold weather. So the trackway was covered in a permanent fashion in 76 or 77.
Having it covered over and not being able to use it as an educational or scientific resource really doesn't do a lot of good. And the museum area now is wonderful, but it's only showing us less than a third of the full resource.
All right, we'll bring it up here, Greg. Try it again. Today's work is to expose a small portion of the original trackway in order to determine whether or not over the course of some 40 years the tracks have been preserved. Well, as we know, in 1966, this trackway was discovered during the development of a highway testing laboratory for the state of Connecticut, and there was a lot of excitement about being the largest single trackway in the world at that time. My colleague Larry Frankel at the University of Connecticut and I came down the same day that they made the discovery, and once we saw the size of it, we realized that this was far more important than just picking up a few specimens and taking them back to the university. And things began to really get exciting and snowball. And I think that what really turned things was that a lot of the school children had written letters to the governor, and one thing led to another, and it was decided that this was a scientifically important location and that it should be dedicated as a park. There was a lot of international scientific interest at the time, and a lot of people were disappointed when the trackway had to be covered over.
The idea was to cover it below the frost line, so it had to be at least 3 feet deep in this area. Plus, we insulated it with a couple inches of polyurethane foam over some heavy-duty black plastic sheeting, certainly to keep it out of any freezing conditions, because the freezing would cause the rock to fall apart.
All right. We've had a suggestion that what we do is actually just cut the plastic and peel it back as opposed to removing it. I mean, remove the foam and just cut the plastic.
That way you've got something, when you put plastic back on top of, you don't create a sinkhole in that hole you just made. Yeah. It's going to take all the water and let it go right through.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Oh, awesome photo op. Oh, my God.
To the ground surface. Somebody had a tape.
I was surprised there actually was a dinosaur footprint there. Like, I was like, I mean, it's like one in like a million chances. I want to pull it up, and there's gonna be a dinosaur print there. I really liked dinosaurs when I was younger. My mom took me here. I thought this place was really cool.
Dinosaurs are cool. They have pointy things. They have giant claws.
There's a lot of different types of dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs were around a long time ago. Dinosaurs made those footprints I saw.
My favorite part of the footprints was hearing about the dinosaurs that made them.
I like coming here because you learned about a lot of cool stuff like rocks and minerals, dinosaurs. The footprints were cool though because dinosaurs actually made them and they put the park over those dinosaur tracks.
People ask, well, why so many tracks in a small area? Researchers out in Utah have postulated that this dinosaur actually ate fishes. And it would make sense if the climate were a monsoonal climate, that during the dry season these lakes would have been shallowing and lots of fish would be trapped in shallow water. It just makes sense that some predator would take advantage of that. It looks like the buried trackways have done very well, preserved under that foam and with a layer of plastic right on top to keep the water out.
It looks like it's in very good shape. I'm very pleased to see what I see here.
Condition is excellent. It really appears as though it's not weathered at all from its original discovery.
And as we have observed, the bedrock is in very good shape. So what we're hoping for is that international scientific community would be once more excited about coming to Connecticut. It'll be good to stimulate that interest again. There's no doubt in my mind that the public, the schools, the science community, etc., they're all going to be pretty excited about what has taken place today and where we hopefully will be going in terms of finally uncovering this find here.